Bore da! Good morning. Back at the cinder track. Haunted cinder track, I might add. And further to my experiment, which is on another video, scientific experiments I conducted on the top road overlooking the mental, North Wales Hospital, Denbigh Asylum. I did another update video about the history of it and stuff like that. That's why I'm here today, and I thought I'd have a wander down the cinder track. It's one or two of you seem to like these natters I have on the cinder track, which is haunted, by the way, just in case I never mentioned it. And I also am going to mention about that in case you're new to my channel and you keep watching my videos and I say, oh, and it's haunted, by the way, just in case I never mentioned it. It's just an ongoing joke. When I first started doing, well, over the years really, doing updates on the mental and stuff and the cinder track, and then I said on Facebook I used to get just a few on Facebook moaning. I get a lot of people moan on Facebook, not so much on YouTube. There's running repairs there. But it was on Facebook and whinging. Oh, that's all you go on about. That's all you talk about. It's the cinder track and the mental, and you just go on and on. So that's when I say, I did the next video, like a follow-up video, and I said, well, and it's haunted, just because I never mentioned it, you know, being that I talk about these places, and it's an ongoing joke. That's what I say now. So this is the cinder track, and it's haunted, just in case I never mentioned it. And a lot of you are carrying on the joke. I get a lot of comments, people say, oh, you never mentioned the cinder track was haunted. You've not mentioned that before. And so that's what it's an ongoing joke. So the more people will moan and say, oh, listen, I'll do it all the more. And the reason it's called the cinder track, which I've covered this 1,000,001 times, but if you are new to my channel, 25 years of documenting the mental, quarter of a century. Makes you think, doesn't it? And I ain't going to stop anytime soon. But yeah, the reason what I'm on now is the cinder track is because of the waste cinders from the heating systems. They used to burn the coal to heat the water, and we used to have a network of pipes, hot water pipes, which we used to cook the apples on. I have talked about this before, but to get rid of the old cinders, they used to come down here and spread them on this track. It used to be about four inches thick in places, black. And we used to come here, and kids, you could just about ride a bike on it. You know, you have to be careful. If you walked on it, it would crunch. We used to chuck them down the bank as well. Chuck them all down there. And like I say, it used to be black with the cinders, and that's why it's called the cinder track. But yeah, I did an update on the top road there. So this is one of my ways in. There are still a few ways in, but I haven't been in now for quite some time. Not that I need to, really. Be nice to get in. Nice to get in and have a wander around, but old Mr. Security, old grumpy Mr. Security, if you're watching. We were a bit grumpy the other day, or the other week I should say, when I shouted you. I just wanted a little bit of a word, that's all. And you just stood there, because I know you watch my videos, so because I've had a Christmas card and a bottle of cider, mulled cider, and a Christmas card delivered to my door from all the security at the mental. So yeah, cheers, thanks for that, I much appreciate it. I did do a little video of it actually, but yeah, that's the second Christmas card I've had now, but not had a present, so cheers. But Mr. Security, you were a bit grumpy. You just stood there and I shouted you about half a dozen times. I just wanted a quick word, just a couple of questions, that's all. And you just stood there looking at me, and then you just walked off. So, naughty Mr. Security. Bit grumpy. So anyway, I'll just pop down to the what was the cricket and rugby pavilion. Just have a bit of a natter there. The cinder track carries on for a few hundred yards and it comes to the owl. It's carved out of a tree trunk as an owl, and there's a bird of prey a bit further up as well. Someone's done it with carved it with a chainsaw. But this was built by the patients. A lot of the patients used to do the manual labour. A lot of the patients had like jobs and stuff like that. But yeah, cinder track carries on that way towards the dam, the Denbigh Dam, which sadly is where the patients used to go to commit suicide. And I've recently did a video about that. What's that there? Yeah, I think I did it last week actually, but they blew it up, dynamited it. But that there, what's left of the cricket pavilion and the rugby pavilion. The rugby pitch was here, or rugby ground, and cricket ground is it, and rugby pitch. I call them rugby pitches, don't you? And then cricket ground. Cricket ground was this side. There's the bars there and the end there. That was the rugby. Did I say cricket then? I can't remember. I natter that much. But anyway, that was the rugby pitch. Here, that's the rugby side. And there it goes way down that way. That was the cricket ground. Built by, I think it was in the 1930s. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have done, I've covered a lot of the videos on the cricket ground and the rugby pitch and stuff. And they've dated it then when I looked it up, so... I think it was the 1930s. Like I say, the patients used to have a lot of jobs. They used to work in the kitchens and the workshops, carpentry, and on the building the cricket ground. They work in the gardens and stuff like that. So a lot of them did have jobs, and the ones that couldn't work were put out into the airing courts, which I've talked about. As you look at the front buildings of the mental, either side there were two big courts, like walled areas, and all they did was just wander around and round around in circles all day. At least they were getting a bit of fresh air and stuff, but they called them the airing courts. But where I showed you earlier on, the grating up there, that wasn't there when we were kids. We used to walk through the grounds. We never used to come round and down the cinder track. We always used to cut through past the chimney, 100-foot chimney, and that's another. There was a team of patients for the heating system. They used to chip the coal so it would be the correct size to go into the boilers, and they all had jobs and stuff like that. But yeah, past the chimney, and we used to come down here, past the canteen, which is up there, down here, down there, and into the pavilion. We were at the pavilion quite often. It was all brick at the bottom, which just survived. You can see there today, and it was all timber, but years ago now, many years ago, it went on fire. There was a homeless person, shall I say, which I have covered in some, going back years now, was actually living in there, and it went on fire. So right, so that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this haunted cinder track natter. Almost forgot to mention it then. A lot of you seem to like my haunted cinder track chats. Right, so I will head back, and if Mr. Security, there's no sign of him. I did just a bit of a joke video, a scientific experiment. I think I'll entitle it NWH Scientific Experiment. So if you want to watch that, just a bit of fun. But yeah, if Mr. Security makes an appearance, there was no sign of him last week either. He'll be in the grounds 24/7. They're in the grounds, and I've said it once and I'll say it again. It's the best thing they've ever done is put security in the North Hills Hospital. I tell you, it's absolutely a miracle that no one's been killed there. No one's been killed or seriously injured. Especially now, going back years when I used to do my tours of the place. If you're new to my channel and you think, what's he going on about the mental and North Hills Hospital there? If you're interested, have a look at my videos. I've been documenting the place 25 years, quarter of a century. But and like I said then, say 10, 15 years ago, it was in such a state. But now, the way I put it, it's ridiculously dangerous. It's absolutely, and I've said it, you know, it's an absolute miracle. It is that no one's been killed there, or like I say, seriously injured. It's just, you do not want to enter the grounds. Absolutely, it is ridiculously dangerous. So, right, so thanks for watching. Another haunted cinder track. Remember to mention it then. Another haunted cinder track. And yeah. So if Mr. Securities makes an appearance, I might get him on camera. But yeah, you were very rude. A lot of people said you were very rude. You know, you could have, if you're watching this, you could have come and had a bit of a chat with me. There's no need to just stand there and walk off. Because the first time that I wanted to chat and I shouted and stuff, but I think he was turned the other way or something, and there was cars. There's always cars passing and stuff. But you know, anyway, you know, it's nothing really. But right, I'm going. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again. Oh, this is this haunted cinder track too. Just in case I never mentioned it. Did I mention it's haunted? I might not have mentioned that. Anyway, it's haunted.